I'm Dr. Bevon Morrison from Call Associates Consultancy Limited, an environmental consultancy company which is headquartered in Jamaica, but which works globally.
And tell me a little bit about sort of what brings you to this amazing conference.
This conference attempts to bring all persons that are involved in tourism. Gone are the days when people thought that tourism was just about sun, sand, sea, and, well, whatever. It's much more than that. It is about water planners, energy planners, and the community coming together with the hoteliers and the fishermen and the boatmen to create a product that people want to come to and want to have an experience. It's more than a destination, it's an experience. And that's what Jamaica is all about. It's the cultural, fabulous music and fashion that we produce. But also the fashionable, the kind of experiences you would have in Sierra Leone or in Zambia or in Uganda. I remember going to South Africa for a conference, a World Summit on Sustainable Development, and they had these little drums, and we were going tum, 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 tum. It was so pulsating. And recently I went back. I went to Soweto and had a lovely meal and was dancing. And the energies that I had in that place has left me with long-lasting memories. And that's what we're doing here at this conference. The African-Caribbean connection, the Caribbean connection, and just how we can develop our people and have economic growth and development using tourism.
That link is critical, isn't it? To really ensure that we're delivering sustainable. I think, back to your sun, sea, sand, I think the other S you were looking for was sustainability.
Well, of course. Well, sustainability is not just economic sustainability. Yes, tourism has put a lot of money in our countries. Where we need to deepen and broaden our initiatives is how to ensure environmental sustainability, social sustainability. If you don't do that, then you will exceed your current capacity. At the recent UN conference on oceans in 2017, we looked at what happens if you have bleaching of the coral reefs and they die. What happens if sewage is discharged in the oceans? You are swimming in someone's breakfast. So it would seem more useful to green your operations, to manage your sewage disposal, and ensure that there's not only adequate water supply for your hotels, but for the communities all around. If you do that, then people have a vested interest in protecting the product and understanding that they benefit from that product. Just this week, we learned how many jobs have been lost in the COVID period in tourism. There are so many young people though who are searching and hoping to have a pathway to make a difference. And I just heard about a program that is being crafted where hotels like the Marriott hotels, IHG, are looking at corporate social responsibility. That's what we need. Putting money back into the community, putting money back into the talents that is helping to make your product a sustainable product. That's very important.
I think it's really interesting what you're saying as well from of those jobs that were lost and have yet to come back.
Yes.
Arts and culture is lagging behind, right?
It is.
With your descriptions of those amazing drums in Sierra Leone and the music in Soweto, what's the sort of stuff that you're seeing in Caribbean and Jamaica that sort of is an example of kind of that sort of almost reignition, acceleration of that arts and culture?
Jamaicans invented reggae. I mean, we are a people that are great. We have the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. We have Shelley Fraser Price. We are great. We have such a rich culture here in Jamaica. The music, the dance, the art. The Kingston creatives have lovely, lovely paintings. And when you come to Jamaica, you should come to that as well. The UNESCO has designated Kingston as a creative city, recognized by the United Nations in terms of what our culture is like. So yes, and that is why I'm saying the linkages become important. In Trinidad, you'd have calypso. In Jamaica, you'd have reggae. In Barbados, you'd have a little bit of both. But we have the dynamism. And there's also the cultural experiences that you'd have if you go and visit a Maroon community like Flagstaff or Accompong, where African heritage will be exposed. Or you could go to Germantown, where you were German, you see, and or with British, you can go to places where I tell you, you sound perfectly British. So you have all of those experiences here in Jamaica. I would say to your listeners, to your viewers, come to us. Come and experience Jamaica. Come to us and let us share with you our history, our stories that are relevant to your story, because we all share a common story as human beings, as people all over the world.
And I think the other thing that you're showing as well is your leadership. You're showing you're leading the world in this new way of thinking, new approaches. Caribbean, Jamaica, obviously with here at the conference, but also the building of the Bridges of Africa. That is something new. That is something exciting.
We want to take the opportunity to recognize our own Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, that has led the way in designating today as Global Tourism Resilience and Management Day. That's outstanding. And we have a similar center, Global Tourism Management and Crisis Management Center. So but you see, we depend on tourism. More than 51% of our foreign exchange comes from tourism. And as you would recognize, our Prime Minister said that in the Caribbean, we're totally dependent on tourism. Oh well, almost totally dependent. Certainly some of the islands are. We have, of course, bauxite and other assets, but tourism is critical. So it's important that our people understand that tourism is critical to our economic development. But that also it's important in helping to build agriculture, helping to build the entertainment sector, helping to just have that building capacity among our people.
It's circular.
Right? It is circular.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Is circular.
Listen, thank you so much for sharing these brilliant words with us today. Have a great rest of the conference.
It was my pleasure. Thank you very much.